Hey YouTube, today we're going to completely disassemble the iPhone 6s Plus. If you haven't seen it already, click at the bottom to check out our iPhone 6s Plus front assembly removal video. Then we'll use our heat gun to heat the screen for no more than a minute. You want to keep the heat source moving, don't stop over one side for too long as you might damage it. Screen more than 90 degrees, but you can see that the inside is fairly similar to the 6. Connected, you can completely remove the LCD assembly. You can see now that it's very similar to the iPhone 6. Now we'll just remove these screws for the bracket on the home button. You can see that the camera came out with it. Now we're going to remove the proximity sensor with our tweezers. Be gentle, there's some adhesive holding it in. With that flex up, next we'll just use our spudger to gently separate the 3D touch panel from the rest of the LCD assembly. With that flex up, then we'll just use our spudger to gently kind of pry apart the 3D touch from the rest of the LCD assembly. There's a thin film between the LCD assembly and the 3D touch that you don't want to come up, so you want to make sure to separate it away from the 3D touch panel. But just gently slide your spudger along the length of the 3D touch panel. That way you can separate out the adhesive and then kind of separate it out. Make sure to gently pry up any adhesive along the edges. Okay, with it separated for the most part, we had to get our heat gun back out to heat back up the rest of the adhesive. So we just heated it up for a couple seconds and then we gently separated it with heat this spot for a few seconds to loosen the adhesive, and then you can lift it up with your spudger. And with that, we've completely disassembled the iPhone 6s Plus. Thanks for watching this quick video. As always, if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel for more. And if you want any more information, you can always check out our website. Till the next video, bye.